All right, so these are the charts on Nikola, and no need to go to the monthly chart. We'll just start with the weekly chart, and we can see price for the week. Today is Friday, is breaking down from key support at 80 cents. Right, this was a drop, base drop. So this was a seller's level, which became a flip zone. So this was sellers, flip, support. Now you're breaking down from support, and you have a gap. So at a minimum, I'm anticipating price continuing its downward trajectory, at least filling that gap at 70 cents. Now, before we continue with analysis, let's see why price might continue to move down. So Nikola stock is trending on social media and tumbling over 20%. Automaker, which makes both battery, electric, and hydrogen-powered trucks, disclosed that it would offer a combined 300 million of stock and convertible notes. So that's a given, right? All of these EV startups are strapped for cash, especially in this high interest rate environment. And the only way that they're going to survive is to somehow fund their operations with the hope of being profitable in the future. But that's typically issuing of shares or bonds, which going to further dilute shareholder value. So when companies sell more shares of their stock prices usually drop. That's because stock offerings increase the number of shares outstanding. As a result, each share represents a lower ownership percentage of the firm. The latter phenomenon is called dilution. The automaker intends to sell 100 million of additional stock along with 200 million of green convertible senior notes due in 2026. So what does green convertible notes mean? It means raising funds to put that funds to projects that will sustain the environment. Nikola reported that it will utilize the funds that it raises for working capital, general corporate purposes. That's typically just to kind of fund the business, and unspecified projects, again, environmentally sustainable. Company has had more than its share of trouble in recent months. In August, they had a recall. Every one of the battery electric trucks that it had previously delivered due to a coolant leak in its battery that led to fires. Additionally, the CFO stepped down last month. So this is not good when insiders, C-suite personnel are resigning. On a positive note, though, however, Nikola reported in November that it had obtained an impressive 277 non-binding orders from 35 customers for its hydrogen fuel cell electric truck. It also received orders for 47 battery electric vehicles from a single dealer, even though they had been recalled and were still being repaired. All right. So you got, in my opinion, more bad news than good news, and hence you have a breakdown from this support level at the 80 cent level. Now let's scroll down to the daily chart, and most of that red extended range candle that we saw on the weekly chart was due to this gap down that occurred yesterday. And as you can see, we had a gap and go. Price tried to come back to that 80 cent level, but again, you had this support, which is now resistance. Kind of looking at that gap we found on the weekly chart. Again, that hovers around 70 cents. So I anticipate that gap getting filled within the next week or two. The all-time lows is down at the 50 cent level. Can price retest that level? Certainly. It's all going to depend on news from I'll say the broader macro landscape, but also individually in terms of events and news coming out of Nikola. To me, I think the kind of like in crypto, Bitcoin rises and lowers all boats in the tide. Tesla is that Bitcoin equivalent in the EV world. So as Tesla goes, I think most of these EVs are going to go as well. And Tesla has been trending down, and hence I think that's going to put more pressure on all the EVs, including Nikola. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.